All right, let's hop right into the airdrop updates happening today, starting with MANTA. There's a claim live right now, so if you're eligible for MANTA tokens, you can actually now finally go and claim your tokens. Like a lot of you, I'm not super thrilled with the way that the MANTA airdrop campaign has played out, but obviously I'm still going to claim my tokens. And if we look at the price of the MANTA token since launch, we can see that currently it's trading at around $2.11 per token. So not a bad price, all things considered, and I do believe that since they've enabled a staking feature where you can actually get rewarded with additional airdrops in the future by staking your MANTA tokens, it's probably going to have a positive price impact on the MANTA token because in anticipation of getting further airdrops and additional yield, people are going to stake their MANTA tokens, removing them from circulating supply. Now, in terms of what I'll be doing with my smallish allocation, less than 100 tokens, I won't be selling it, especially not at this price point, given that there's a lot of negativity around MANTA right now. I feel like it could actually bounce off of the bottom here, especially once you factor in that staking mechanic and the fact that people are going to see this as the next TIA or eigenlayer where you can get additional airdrops by just holding and staking. But I totally understand the frustrations of people that feel like this airdrop was really geared towards whales, people that had a huge amount of capital to invest. Anyways, let's move now to another airdrop update, which has a lot more positivity around it, which is the Dimension token. And this is going to be airdropped to Celestia stakers. And today they released documents showing what the supply is going to look like. And so they're giving away 8% of the Dimension tokens in a retroactive airdrop to people that stake Celestia, among other things. And a lot of people are doing what I like to call moon math, trying to speculate on what the price per Dimension token could be. And if it does end up being somewhere in the $7 to $10 range, that'll be a pretty nice payout for Celestia stakers, especially since you only needed to be staking one TIA per wallet to qualify for this at the time of the snapshot. So very excited for this one. The claim period is ending soon, and then the actual token distribution will be happening in a couple of weeks. Next up, we got another Celestia ecosystem play, which is the DEMX exchange, where you can deposit your Milk TIA liquid staking TIA tokens to earn additional yield and qualify for multiple airdrops. People have been trying to make deposits into the DEMX vault for a long time, and the cap keeps getting hit as soon as they raise it, and it looks like they're going to be increasing the cap next Tuesday. So if you haven't had a chance yet to get into the DEMX vault, it looks like next week there will be another window of opportunity, but I recommend following them on Twitter because it happens really quickly, and as soon as they raise the caps, within minutes it's usually filled. So you have to be super fast. Now, one other thing I want to talk about within the Celestia or TIA staking ecosystem is this graph here showing the number of people staking TIA. As soon as the Dimension airdrop for TIA stakers was announced, in the last couple of weeks there's been over a 2x increase in the number of unique wallets holding and staking Celestia. However, another interesting stat to compare to that is that the actual total amount of TIA staked is only up 2.3%, which means the vast majority of the new wallets staking TIA tokens are staking a very small amount, probably just a couple tokens per wallet. And moving forward, I would be very surprised if the cutoff for TIA staking to get additional airdrops is as low as it was for Dimension, with just one token per wallet. I would not be surprised if thresholds for future airdrops are more in the 10 to 20 TIA range. And so, despite the fact that there's been a massive increase in the number of people staking TIA, there's actually not that many TIA wallets that have a higher amount. And so given this, I don't actually think that it's too diluted at this point, and there's probably still some very lucrative opportunities in 2024 for people holding and staking a decent amount of TIA tokens. All right, let's move now to something for Atom stakers, which is actually how I got my original Celestia airdrop. Because Ether or Aether is doing an airdrop. 70% of the total supply is going to be airdropped, and 40% of that is going to be dropped to Atom stakers. And the snapshot has apparently not yet occurred. So if you are already staking Atom, congratulations, here's another airdrop coming your way. If you're not staking Atom, the snapshot has not yet taken, but the only qualification is that you cannot stake and delegate it to a centralized exchange. All non-centralized exchange validators are going to be included. So just pick a validator that's not a centralized exchange. Stakesedo is a good one. And if you do that soon, you will qualify for this airdrop. All right, another update for you is actually from Orbiter Finance. And I keep bringing them up even though I'm really getting sick of Orbiter Finance, but this one is actually worth doing because all you have to do is bridge testnet tokens from the Sepolia testnet to the Blast Sepolia testnet. The Blast L2 launched their testnet, and you can actually bridge some testnet tokens to it. Who knows whether or not it will actually be a qualifier for the airdrop, but you might as well do it. And down below in the description of this video, I'll include a link to the Sepolia faucet where you can get testnet ETH, and the link to the Orbiter bridge where you can actually bridge to the Blast Sepolia network. So just make a transaction or two. It's testnet ETH. It costs you $0. So you might as well just go ahead and do it, just in case. And now we're moving to the Satoshi VM testnet, which is a Bitcoin L2 that's also EVM compatible. Yesterday, I told you to put your name on the list for the Ape Terminal Launchpad, and I didn't win with this wallet here, but if you did, congratulations, because you get a $1,000 pre-sale allocation that's going to be worth a hell of a lot more as soon as you actually buy it. But aside from this raffle, which just occurred today, they've also launched their swaps application. So I'll throw a link to this down below, but if you have some testnet Bitcoin on the Satoshi VM testnet from doing the previous tutorial that I showed you, then you can actually now use the swaps feature to make a couple of swaps between Bitcoin and the SAVM token. The swaps feature is basically a fork of Uniswap. It's very simple, and there's only two assets that you can swap to and from. So you can make a couple of transactions. You just hit swap and then confirm a transaction in your wallet on the Satoshi VM network. And also the liquidity pools are very easy because there's only two assets. So you can just hit add liquidity and then make a deposit of both assets. And when you do that, you'll be able to see your liquidity position here and manage it. But if you make a couple of swaps and deposit into this pool, you are now up to date and you've done everything that you can on the Satoshi VM testnet so far. So you might as well go ahead and do this if you're trying to farm this testnet airdrop, because each additional interaction could help you qualify it. Okay, now we are moving to Linea and the Particle Network. So a couple of weeks ago, if you were following along with the channel, we all minted these inscriptions, and at first they were just fun, but now it turns out they've actually launched a marketplace for them and you can sell them. So in this wallet here, I have 119,000 inscriptions, and the price per 1,000 inscriptions is currently 29 cents. So if you minted 100,000 inscriptions, that is now worth about $29 or $30. And you can trade these in the People's Marketplace right here. Now, for me personally, I'm going to be holding on to these inscriptions for now because Linea said that they're giving points for their airdrop campaign to people that have inscriptions. But if you want to trade them, you can now do that in the People's Marketplace, which is pretty cool. And just today, almost 140 ETH in volume of these things has been traded. So they actually are moving pretty quickly, and you can buy them in lots. Okay, and one final update for you guys today is that to celebrate hitting 1,000 followers on Twitter and 17, almost 18,000 subscribers here on YouTube, I'm running a little competition to give away one B-Sol, which is worth at the time of this recording somewhere around $100. So there's going to be 3 winners. Each of them is getting 1/3 of the B-Sol. And in order to enter this giveaway, you have to go to my Twitter account and complete the steps in this thread right here. So I'll throw a link to this down below. And if you've been subscribing to the channel or following me on Twitter, as a way for me to thank you, I just wanted to do something like this. So feel free to participate if you want to. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.